What is stopping your manifestations from coming to fruition? That's the question that so many of you out there are asking. And that's the question that so many of creators have answered. I have answered this in many different ways in this podcast. Whether it's your breathing, whether it's the water you're drinking, the food you're eating, the routines that you have on a daily basis, what you visualize in your mind. These are all things that will assist in your manifestations. But why is it still failing? Why does nothing still seem to work? I have the answer for you. And this is going to apply to everyone that is having issues with manifesting. Because it all comes down to one thing. One thing only, and that is insecurity. If you are insecure in your life in any way, you are going to completely undermine your ability to manifest anything, because those insecurities are going to come rearing their head whenever you attempt to get into that state of existence of whatever you're manifesting. It's not going to happen because of your insecurities, which I will talk more about insecurities in a moment. I also want to touch on what you are most likely missing if you are being insecure, which is sustainability. Because I find that the most common reason that people have insecurities is because their life is not sustainable. They don't have sustainability in their life, which sustainability is the ability to sustain life. If you don't have the ability to sustain life, you're going to be insecure about your life because you don't know if you're going to continue existing. You're mentally telling yourself that you need to be in a fear-mongering mindset, in survival mode, always looking out for what's around the corner because it may end you. And that takes shape in your body as well. So insecurities. Let's talk about that for a moment before we get into the sustainability and how you become more sustainable to eradicate these insecurities. The word insecurity is insecure. When you put in front of any word, it means the inverse of it, the opposite, or the companion to it. What's on the other side of the coin? So you have security and you have insecurity. Insecurity, you're going to be in security. You're going to be in a prison. Your mind is going to be guarded by the warden. You're not going to have the power of your word. You're not going to be able to speak because you're going to be too insecure to speak. You're going to have preconceived judgments in your mind, which is placing you in a prison cell. Which that prison cell is you locking yourself down to one tiny perception in your being. Because that cell is just one viewpoint that you can see everything from. And that is why you're insecure, because you can't get out of your own perception. You can't get out of your own way. Your ego has taken over. We don't eradicate the ego. We control the ego, because the ego is what you are looking at. It's your perception. It's your experience. Without the ego, you would have nothing to envelop yourself within. The ego is necessary. It's insecurities that are not. And these insecurities will cause mishaps with the ego. And you will then fall into survival mode. You'll get defensive. You'll get offensive in certain situations. Whatever it calls for you to continue on with the current life that you have, which is based in convenience. It's not based in sustainability. To be insecure is to do nothing more than to look at what others are doing and to either want that yourself, not think that you're capable of having that yourself, or what you have is not enough. But a lot of insecurities are going to fall. And the one thing that will always shine light on this is sustainability. For us to get to sustainability, though, we have to realize our insecurities. We have to actually take control of our insecurities. Many people actually use their insecurities as a crutch. That's just keeping you where you are, because you're working with the broken leg. You're not healing it in any way. You figured out how you can operate with the back the way that it is, instead of you erecting your posture correctly so that you can correctly stand straight. People do the same thing with insecurities, when what we need to do is see what it is and figure out why it's occurring, which it's going to have something to do with your ability to sustain life in some portion of your existence. Is it family? Is it friends? Is it relationships? Is it food insecurities? Is it objects? Is it products, physical means? Because this is a society of icons and products and consumerism. Is that what has you insecure? Is it the consumerism, that religion? Are you tied to that religion too much? Is it because of traumas from your childhood, from your life that you've been through, have created insecurities? So it can come from all different ways. To generalize how to get rid of all of them, though, it's sustainability. And you need to find out what you need to do so that you could sustain your life, even if that insecurity didn't exist. You have to actually visualize this, which just might be hard for some, but you need to. What is it going to be like? How is it going to exist when that relationship that you have that is bringing that insecurity to you, if it wasn't there? How would you feel? What would you do? How would you proceed? Because if you don't have an answer, you're not sustainable up to yourself, upon yourself. And a simple way to see this is with consumerism and products. And many people, they're always trying to get a new phone, new clothes, because the styles are changing. Gotta go get your hair done, get makeup, your nails done. There's very superficial things that people need to do to their body. Or a new car. Your car is rusted. Do you feel insecure about that? If that's the case, you need to think about, in this situation, it's actually going to be the opposite, because you need to think about, what would my life be if I only had that rusted car for the rest of my life, and I had to accept that? That's what you would need to think about, because you need to think about, how would I exist with that so-called insecurity as an actual security? How do I make this part of me in my mind so I can now get past it? Because I can either change it now at this point, or just leave it behind, or continue with it if I find that it's actually not something I'm insecure about. Which, when it comes to consumerism, it's going to fall on that side quite often, because you're always trying to get the latest, the latest, the latest. You're always trying to reach forward for that. So when you stop reaching forward, you stop being so anxious, and you just have what you have, and you enjoy it, and you accept it, and it's sustainable, because you don't have to pay monthly payments. You don't have to do all these extra things that you are going to do when you are always trying to reach out to what is coming at you. Stay contained. If you don't need it, don't go after it. If it's not going to assist you in manifesting what you are looking to in your mind, don't go after it. Stay secure. When it comes to relationships, it's going to be the other way, which is going to have to do with the past quite often, because these are going to have to do with traumatic experiences potentially that are related to these entities, and we need to see how we can move past that, whether it's without that being that created the trauma and the insecurity, or is it with it? How do we move with it? What is that entail to consciously actually operate with it. Because that is the only way you're going to find sustainability, your ability to sustain life. You are only going to find it if you interact with what is causing your insecurity. It's the only way. And your insecurity is the only thing that is stopping you from creating whatever life that you choose to at any moment. You can manifest anything. You being insecure is the one thing that is completely undermining your ability to consciously create anything. And until that insecurity, all of them are, I won't say eradicated, yet they need to be addressed. They need to be addressed. You need to send them a letter. You need to let it know that you're putting them on notice, that you are going to do your admin process, and you're going to make sure that this security does not come back, because you are going to create a sustainable life. Because your ability to sustain life is going to tie directly into your ability to manifest. Because when you can sustain life, you're full of the creative spirit. Because that's what life is. It's creation. That's all life is. That's all manifestation is. Manifesting. It's to create things. I'm creating right now by simply speaking these words into existence in the way that I am. I'm making worlds and dimensions and realms that none of you will ever participate with. Every vibration of my voice. And so are all of you. Because that's how this all works. It works. It's a machine. It's never ending. You're playing the game of insecurities. You don't have to. You're the creator. You made all this. Wake up. Go out in nature. Take a deep breath.